It's not much, but it's something. So the Long Night spinoff show, but not called the Long Night spinoff show because HBO will knife you apparently if you call it that, takes place about 5,000 years before the main series, according to George. Of course, HBO said thousands of years before the events of Game of Thrones, where their programming president said 8,000 years, so who really knows? Seems like everyone is just pulling numbers out of their ass at this point. As to be expected, news of the Game of Thrones prequel spinoff, whatever you want to call it, is slowly sprinkling in as they will begin filming this February. So our latest bit of information includes some filming locations for the spin-off show. First, throughout the spring, they will be shooting on location in the Canary Islands, these 2 locations to be specific. These are territories controlled by Spain, a country HBO has worked with quite a bit in the past. It's interesting that the Canary Islands are being used for the prequel because they were originally thought to be a filming spot for Season 8 and Season 7, but then that was a no-go. Now, why the Canary Islands? Well, The Long Night will cover the end of the Age of Heroes into the darkest hour of their world, but will also include exploring the mysteries of the East. It will be interesting if they use the Canary Islands for some of these mysteries, or to show the Long Night affecting the different locations of this world. Just not Westeros. I'm always down for seeing more of Essos and the more unsavory things that may, or may not, have occurred there. Also, reportedly, HBO was offered a 35% tax break for filming the main series on the Canary Islands, so if that deal is still available for the spin-off show, why wouldn't they take it? That's a really good deal, especially when you compare it to other deals they got for other filming locations. So after they're done filming on the Canary Islands, they're then going to move to Paint Hall in Belfast at the end of summer or more likely in the fall. As a shit ton of Game of Thrones interior shots were done here, they probably have a lot of sets to use and play around with for filming the spin-off show, so returning to Paint Hall makes sense. Obviously there's certain sets they're not going to be able to use, like the Iron Throne, but whatever. Returning to Belfast is also a huge win for Northern Ireland due to the amount of money Game of Thrones has brought in. In fact, an industry source said, "It's great news for everyone involved in the film industry in Northern Ireland. If The Long Night is even half as successful as Game of Thrones, it will pump millions of pounds into the local economy." So yeah, big wins all around. Besides those filming locations, we now have the main cast members and the director for the pilot of The Long Night show. Apparently, they're going very female-focused, according to Entertainment Weekly. First, the director of the pilot episode is S.J. Clarkson, who directed episodes of Orange is the New Black, Bates Motel, the pilot for Jessica Jones, and other good shows. She will be working beside Jane Goldman, who is the showrunner for the pilot. As for the main cast, we of course have Naomi Watts playing a charismatic socialite hiding a dark secret, Naomi Ackie, Jamie Campbell Bower, Denise Gough, Sheila Atom, Ivano Jeremiah, Georgie Henley, Alex Sharp, Toby Regbo, and Josh Whitehouse. This show is supposedly supposed to have more diversity than the main series, so I'll be interested to see what other actors and actresses are cast. So that's the latest prequel news. Make sure you like, subscribe, and come back for more videos.